Fair value gaps are simple until you ask two ICT traders to mark the same chart and they will disagree. Today we remove the subjectivity, one exact 3-candle definition, fully automated, so you can finally test it. In only 10 minutes you will understand firstly the exact fair value gap rules we are using for our own trading system built on Profectus AI, the no-code drag and drop builder for trading bots. Secondly, how the bot places the order and the stops. And last but not least, the one validity check that prevents most ICT fair value gap bots from being absolute nonsense. And without any further ado, let's head into the video. Fair value gap. It's essentially the space between the low of the first candle and the high of the third candle for a buy-side fair value gap trading system. We focus in today's video on the buy side for simplicity. For a bullish fair value gap, we simply need to look at the values assigned to define the gap that are the candle low of candle ID number 1 and the candle high of candle ID number 3. So we simply mean here with candle ID number 1 is when today is Tuesday. We are looking on the daily candle charts, for instance. Candle ID number 1 would be Monday, so the last most recent closed candle, in that case Monday. Today candle would be candle ID 0. Secondly, what we need for a bullish fair value gap, which is a pending order that is typically placed on the low of candle ID number 1 and the stop loss, which is placed on the low of candle ID number 3. This area forms the gap. Now for sell side bearish fair value gap, it's very much the other way around. Compared to the bullish gap, the order will be placed on the high of candle ID number 1 rather than the low of candle ID number 1. Now let me switch back to MetaTrader 5. Because we already built the trading system, I will quickly explain you what you see here on the charts to make it a little bit more vivid. The abstract but relatively simple concept of this ICT fair value gap. You see here the first order has been placed and also triggered in the same time. And while you can watch the charts, I will simply explain you the mechanics of this ICT fair value gap trading system. Usually you will see the people who are drawing fancy fair value gap boxes, so you actually see the pockets of value, but we don't do this here for simplicity, because after a while lines, if you add them on and on, it will get messy and discretionary very fast, what we do not want, because for our trading system we don't need the visual appearing for this kind of matters. But anyway, we also decided to make it still visually pleasing by placing pending orders, so you can still understand when the conditions are true for the ICT fair value gap, which frankly only consists of simple 3 candles, and we can define this within 3 or 4 blocks within Profectus to break it down. And then we can really visually see if the price is tapping the pending order price levels and triggering the entry of this trade or not, without getting entangled in hundreds of horizontal lines after a while drawn on our charts. So I will jump back and forth a little bit, because now I want to show you already what you've seen here on the charts before, because this is a fully fledged trading component we built for the buy side for this ICT fair value gap trading system. And this is how it will look when you fetch the template down below in our video description to access this trading system. Here pretty much in these first 3 blocks we can differentiate between 2 different kind of decision trees. Here on the left hand side where we will focus, we simply run the logic on a per candle base, check 4 very simple trade rule blocks, which I already explained to you in the very beginning of the video. For example, here the candle high of the third candle, so 3 candles in the past, must be lower than the candle low of yesterday's candle or the hour before when we are looking on a hourly chart. If this condition is true, then we check the second trade rule block, which simply means the candle close of the second candle must be above the same candle of the candle open, so it simply means we must be looking on a bullish candle. And the third trade rule block simply checks if the candle high of the most recent candle close is above the candle high of the candle before. Last but not least, we also need to check if the candle ID number 2, its candle low, is higher than the candle low with the candle ID number 3. So these are many abstract descriptions here in that sense. Now let's make it a little bit vivid and let me find you an example. Now let's observe in the visual mode on MetaTrader 5 when a pending order is being placed. Should be any second right here in this area. Let's just see it. We already saw that one was placed and it actually got deleted right when this one was placed. So let's now check out what actually happened by zooming in here just a little bit. Let's close this one. And what we can observe, for example, when was it placed? Let's check it out. Buy limit 7 a.m. on the 10th of March 2020. So pretty much here, as soon as this candle was opened, the pending order on this price level was placed, bullish, which tells me that when this candle was opened, so this one is currently the candle ID 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, right? So we're looking here on the hourly chart on US dollar, Japanese yen, as we see it here in the upper left corner. And now we go through it candle by candle, block by block. So the first one was pretty much the candle low of the most recent candle close must be above the candle high of the third candle. That is definitely given here, right? This is candle ID number 1, 2, 3. And we see it's definitely above of the candle ID number 3. Now we go to the second block. So this condition is met. So this connection is being triggered. Second block, candle close of the ID number 2 must be above the candle open. So it must be a bullish candle. 1, 2. Indeed, it's a bullish candle. Third block, candle high must be higher than the candle high of candle ID number 2. So this is also very much given, right? This is candle ID number 1. And the candle high is higher indeed of the candle ID number 2. 1, 2. Yep, check. And now we go to the last block where the candle low of candle ID number 2 must be higher than the candle low of candle ID number 3. 1, 2, 3. So here we see this is the candle low. Indeed, it is higher than the candle low of this third candle. So all the conditions are obviously met, otherwise the pending order wouldn't have been placed. Now what happened here? In the trading system, this connection was triggered. So now we modify actually variables, what simply means we now define and fetch the price level of our candle low of the candle ID number 1. So it's this one. And you see for what we use it actually as an entrance level for pending order. And what we also do here, we select trades, all the open pending orders. You have seen in a split second that there was a pending order before, because we see very likely that here the conditions were also met. However, what happened, as soon as a more recent ICT Fair Value Gap is appearing, it also simply deletes the old orders and updates it with the new one. So that also ensures us that we only place one pending order after another, and we don't keep on adding those, and in a case of like sudden price movements that we trigger out of a sudden 5-10 trades at the same time. And now something smart in this trading system happens, since we now fetch the necessary information of where we want to enter for our pending order long. We're also checking this decision tree once per hour in that case. We simply check, is now the price level defined? So here it must not be 0. This is what the meaning behind this mathematical sign means. So this is now given. We have the price level defined. Then we want to check, are there any trades open? Orders as well as open trades, buy and sell. Simply making sure again to just not being in several positions after a while, keeping control of our exposure in the market. What is a general best practice? The next block is pretty much just a security block to really make sure, if there's no outstanding development in the fraction of seconds happening, that the current price is still above the defined price level that we have. In that case, this is the current price level at 104.815. It is indeed above the current defined price level we want to enter. Fantastic. And then the actual pending order is being placed, and you see here the open price level is defined based on the value we have fetched before in our modify variable block. The money management, very simple, fixed on the smallest lot size we can get. Of course, you can also get fancy when you're getting access to this trading system yourself by adding, for instance, risk of balance. So you can also make it a variable based on your trading account size. And within the same block, you can also already define your stop loss and take profit levels, which in that case, the stop loss we simply define on the candle low of candle ID number 3. Now let's check it back right here. This is candle ID 0, right? Because it's still in creation. We are not yet sure where it will completely close. Is this really the highest high we will get, or will the price actually continue even further? So this is why it's candle ID 0, 1, 2, 3. And you see here, the stop loss is defined based on the lowest low of candle ID number 3. Fantastic. And the take profit is simply 300% of our stop loss. So let's assume the stop loss here is 20 pips, then our take profit would be 60 pips, simply 3 times the size of our stop loss. And as soon, now this is also a little smartness of this building logic, as soon as the buy pending order is being placed on the chart, we will again reset the value of the price level because we don't need it anymore, right? The system, the trading bot already worked with the price level, the pending order is being placed based on the price level detected before. So now we can set it back to 0. So this block gets unblocked, so to say, because now it is again defined as 0, and here we make sure, well, this value must not be 0, so we make sure we don't just place another random buy pending order, just and only if the prior defined trade rule blocks are fulfilled here in the first decision tree we already went through. Now I actually want to see how this trading system is panning out when we are really slowing it down. And now you see all those efforts for almost nothing, because the decision, the trade rules that we've defined here were also true in the next candle ID we've defined here. So that is why it was defined right on this price level. The stop loss was again placed on the lowest low of the third price candle at this time. So here this was 0, 1, 2, 3, and we see actually that now the price developed towards the price level of the placed pending order, and we are now in the market. Let's see how it's panning out. So we actually are dipping a little bit deeper here in this area. We almost hit here the stop loss, wiggling around our entry point, and eventually, let's see how it's panning out. Actually a negative. So in that case, you see really the price was wobbling around this kind of price level of this fair value gap. But it's not confirming and not approving as well like the overall concept, but it definitely shows that there was an interesting price level where buyers and sellers met. Now we see another pending order was placed and triggered as well. Let's see how this one is panning out. And here we see we almost hit the take profit. Then there was definitely something going on in the market with a huge gap to the downside. And eventually, when we are fastening up a little bit, long trade exposure, and zoom out a little bit, that this one was a well-working trade. And here you see the good and the bad of the system. The good is, right, the risk-reward ratio we define, what is arbitrary. You can also test it yourself, and you must test it yourself. I think this is the beauty and the fun and the puzzle that we are aiming for here on Profectus. What is a healthy risk-to-reward ratio? What are the variables and the indicators and the settings you want to have in your own trading system to make this a viable, long-term, investable trading system for your trading bot portfolio eventually. And what you can see, for example, when you're also zooming out by a little bit, what is really a best practice, what I suggest to you doing as well for getting a feeling of those abstract rules we've defined here in Profectus to actually get a feeling what it means on the field, is, for example, here you see price is always then moving in one direction, then always retreating a little bit back. This is pretty much the purpose, or like the rationale of this trading system of ICT for fair value gap, that is now coming back to this fair value gap, and then it's continuing into the desired price direction. Let's see how it's panning out when we continue fastening up a little bit. So what you can actually see, obviously it's only taking the buy side, so you can also rebuild this system yourself, but I think for the beginning, just getting a feeling for the system, the buy side is more than enough. And you see already how many trades are being triggered on the 1 hour time frame. So I think there's also a lot of merit to it to be eventually a little bit more restrictive and adding and playing around with those trade rule blocks, make it more restrictive. And for instance, figuring out how to prevent taking those trades where you are heavily positioning yourself against the overall trend of the current market. I mean, we are looking here on the 1 hour chart, right? If this is then an overall trend in the market to be discussed. However, this is then also having a merit by seeing obvious trades you would not like to take or you would like to prevent, because they are obviously not adding any value to your stats as a trading system. And by simply visually observing the trading system, doing your notes, getting into the nitty-gritties, this is really where the fun comes in, and making this trading system yourself. And you don't even need to start from scratch anymore. You can simply check out the link down below in the video description to start with this pre-built template, downloading it, uploading it into MetaTrader 5 and go ahead.